Hello and welcome to Mother Tongue, the podcast where modern motherhood meets real life. I'm Marianne, founder, podcast host, and mum of three, and I created this space for all the mums who are juggling it all. From toddlers and tantrums to businesses and burnout, we're talking about what it actually takes to build a life, a career, and a family all at once. Here, you'll hear honest, unfiltered conversations with founders, freelancers, experts, and everyday mums about work, wellness, identity, mental health, relationships, and everything we carry that no one talks about. Hit follow, join our community, We Are Mother Tongue, and tune in for real talk that supports the whole you, because modern motherhood is busy and no one should do it all alone.
Okay.
Laura Jones.
Hi.
Welcome to Mother Tongue.
This is so nice.
This is actually so nice. I feel like we've been talking about this for a super long time. And we're finally making it happen.
We are.
On a Tuesday morning.
On a Tuesday
bright and early
morning.
in the middle of all the traffic.
Yes.
I actually never come down here anymore. We're in Media City, guys, at the moment,
Yeah.
the snazzy Podster Studios. And I never come down here. It feels like a bit of a treat. Like I'm an adult.
Yeah. I feel like I need to make a day of this now.
Yeah.
From here, I need to go and do some shopping,
Where
and
you-
have lunch.
Where are you going to go? Because I'm going to Alsacal.
Oh, cute. Maybe I'll come.
Yeah, go with me.
Maybe I'll come with you. Avoid parenting and school pickups.
This is literally my vibe. I'm going to make the most of it this week before Ramadan starts next week.
Oh my God, yeah.
And we have a 12 p.m. pickup. 12 p.m. Do you remember? I remember this time last year where we had half term that rolled straight into Ramadan, that rolled straight into the Easter holidays.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, what is this lunacy?
But
It was
also, I'm
hardcore.
glad that it's Ramadan hours when it's cooler.
True.
Because Ramadan hours in July,
I know.
that was hell.
No, this is true.
That was hell. At least they can go out to play for the afternoons now and just...
Beach.
Yeah.
I can take my laptop to the beach. It'll be fine. Just work remotely. And
Yeah.
I'm just praying that the traffic might be kinder to us. Doubtful, but one can hope.
Yes.
Anyway, Laura Jones, before we get into all the good things today, can you start by telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
I have lived in Dubai 11 years now. Moved here originally for 3 years.
Love this.
I am kind of a stay-at-home mother, but I do work as well around my children. I've got a 14-year-old, Naily, 11-year-old, and a 9-year-old. Girls.
I love this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in peak,
Yes.
coming into teenage years.
I know. And I remember people saying to me when they were little, it's going to be so much fun for you when they're teenagers. And I was like, fun? It can't get any harder than this. I'm in the trenches right now.
Is it harder now than it was in the stage that I'm in?
I think it's
Different.
just different.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets any easier. I think it just changes.
I think they challenge you in different ways. At the moment, they're physically quite demanding. And
Yes.
we're at that stage, especially now, where I have to have eyes on the small one all the time. So you can't do anything without them. You know, you have to be at the park, by the slide, by the swing, in the swimming pool with them. It's constant.
Yeah.
And we just got to that phase, especially with swimming, where my big kids would go in the pool and I could sit on the side and be like, hey, and kind of watch, but also watch with an Aperol. Mm-hmm, whereas now we're back into being in the swimming pool, which is fine. But I guess when they get older...
Pools, when you have a baby that can walk around the pool...
Oh, I know. No.
It's not relaxing at all.
No.
It is not relaxing.
No. There's no element of relaxing parenting in my life at the moment. But I imagine that the worries that you have now are very different. So more relaxing in the physical sense, but the mental sense.
It is the mental side of it now, I think. The emotional, periods and school drama and, exams, and that is just, that's wild. And I said to Ryan, actually, the other day, he was working away somewhere, I don't know. And I said to him, I feel like I did when they were little, when it was bath and bedtime for 3 little ones. And at the end of the day, you just feel...
drained.
Exhausted. I felt like that because it was just so much.
So I want to unpick
so much emotion.
all of those quickly. The first one being like the girl drama, because I have a little girl and she is already totally different to my boys, and she's already saying things like, you're not my best friend anymore, and she can be really cutting to her friends. I don't want to play with you today, and I'm like, no, we need to be nice, we need to be kind. How have you tried to instill a nice nature in your children without stamping out their fire, because you want to have a strong-willed, feisty girl?
It's very, do you know what? And it was, Rosie's my eldest, and I remember when she was in maybe year 5, so the same as Lottie is now, my youngest. And I remember her sitting next to a girl in class, and she didn't want to sit next to her, but she sat next to her because this little girl wanted her to sit next to her, and she didn't want to get in any trouble. She didn't want to make her feel sad. And it was trying to teach her that, yeah, you've got to think about other people and you don't want to upset anyone, but also you don't upset yourself. You don't put yourself in that position and think of somebody else's happiness over your own. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
And I was like, that is such a hard. I remember speaking to the teacher at the time and saying, like, she doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to upset that person, but by doing it, she's not making herself happy.
Yeah.
You know, that was a really tough lesson to try and teach someone to think about other people's feelings, but to think about your own and make sure that you are happy and you're sticking by what you want to do.
But that's really hard.
Being kind, but also knowing when to say no.
Yeah, knowing your own boundaries. I don't even know how to do that as an adult, to be fair. I don't know how I would do.
It's tough.
Treat
she's
that
like,
situation.
but she's going to cry if I say no. I'm like, well, her emotions are not your responsibility. You are not responsible for her happiness. You're responsible for your own.
Oh my God.
That's so deep, right?
Yeah.
That's so deep.
But I would sit next to her. As a fully grown adult, I would still take someone else's happiness over my own, which you're right. It's not necessarily the right thing to do. It's
a tough one.
So hard.
And I think sometimes I think, oh God, have I made my girls like too kind, too considerate, that they kind of get walked over a bit?
No.
So that's a tough one, because they don't want to say no. They don't want to get into trouble.
No, but that's nice that you've managed to raise.
I was the opposite in school. So
was I.
My mother's like, where have these children come from?
But it's nice that you've raised kind and considerate girls in a city like Dubai. And obviously there are loads of amazing things about Dubai, but the culture is quite a spoilt, overindulgent culture. And it's always a really big worry of mine, raising kids to not be entitled and privileged. And I want them to remain grounded and kind. So how have you managed to instill that? Because that's so impressive.
Yeah. It really is just being grateful for what you've got. You don't need the next best thing. You don't need a yacht party when you're 13.
No.
I'm sorry. You don't. You don't need one of them, because then what are they going to ask for when they're 14, when they're 15, 16, 17? You're making it difficult for yourself in the long run. And I like to I'm taking them back to Wales this month, to my home, to where I grew up, and they'll get stuck in on the farm, and just making them grateful for what they've got, and to appreciate, family time together, sitting down, family meals, and spending time with people that you love, and kind of like the presence over presents kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but my friends got this. Yeah, but do your friends sit down every night with their mother and father? No. Do they have this? No. You've got this, and this. Be grateful for what you've got.
When did you start doing family dinners all together? Because we're obviously, my kids eat dinner at 5. My husband doesn't get back from work until later. And I'm really excited about that phase of life where we can all sit down together and eat as a family every single night.
It's the best. I mean, I always eat with the girls because I'm always in bed early with them. And whether Ryan's there or not, he's probably working, we always sit and eat together. And I think that is Like, that is a ritual that we have as a family. That's something that slows everyone down, reconnects. There's no devices, there's nothing. We sit and we talk, and it's just, that's so nice. That's such a special time. And everyone knows. You sit down and you let everyone have a chance to speak. And that's when memories are made.
I love
you
it.
know?
And do you have other, I don't want to say rules, but habits that you have at home where the girls might get involved in chores or other things that we as kids grew up with back in England, but it's not necessarily something that is the typical norm in somewhere like Dubai?
Yeah, I do. I make my kids clean up after themselves.
Great. And any other chores that they do to make their beds or take the bins out?
They make their beds. And, you know, make their beds, open their curtains. They put their laundry away. You know, I'll sort the laundry. They put all that away. I mean, sometimes they'll pull something from a drawer or the wardrobe, and I'm like, oh my God, that was literally ironed yesterday. How did you even put that away? You know, but they're learning. Looking after the animals, you know, walking the dog, feeding the animals, cleaning up after them. I think that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Having animals teaches kids so much.
So much
responsibility. Because they're not just thinking about themselves. I'm like, have you fed the dogs today? Oh no, oh, it's okay, they'll just starve then. Would you like me not to feed you today? You know? So I do think it teaches them how to be considerate.
Yeah, it is so important. So important. And
I think that's a really good one though, because our class WhatsApp went wild a couple of months ago because a parent had complained that the teacher had made their child clean up at lunch. Yeah.
Talk to me about the WhatsApp chat.
Can you just imagine that?
Was it quite divided, or was everyone like to this one person? What are you talking about?
It was wild. You know, when you just sit back and you're like,
get a biscuit and a cup of tea.
You're scrolling and you're like, this is going to be good. The majority, to be fair, were like, yeah, great. Like, teach your kids some responsibility because why should the cleaner be coming in and picking your kids' rubbish up off the classroom floor?
No, I agree.
Like, we didn't do that when we were in school.
No, and
we
also
didn't wait for the cleaner to come in. In fact, if we can't even remember having a cleaner in our school, but if we did, they would have come in and said, excuse me, put that in the bin.
Yeah.
Why have you thrown that on the floor?
Yeah.
Even the cleaner would have told us off. Yeah. You know, so it is, I think it's really important to teach.
I think it's so important. God, it really, my kids now, obviously, they are small and I get them to always put their plates away. So if they finish their food, they go and put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
If they've eaten something that has rubbish, they put it in the bin.
That's good.
And my 5-year-old will often go, here's the rubbish, mummy. And I'm like, okay, and? Like, what am I doing with it?
Yeah.
What are you doing with it? Get up. You've got legs. Walk yourself over to the bin.
And that's really interesting because you see some kids who will just litter.
No, and that winds me up.
That's insane. I don't know. And my kids say, like, how did they just throw that on the floor?
No, I know. I actually took, when we were in Thailand, I was so repulsed by how much rubbish there was in the sea. I made Rafa come out with me on a kayak and scoop it all up.
That's amazing.
I was literally like, get a stick, we're going to scoop it out.
Yeah.
Because I was horrified.
Yeah.
I mean, rubbish, just putting rubbish on the floor, especially in somewhere like Dubai.
I don't get it.
No, there's bins everywhere.
I really don't understand it.
The lack of respect just winds me up.
Yeah, there's been a few times where I've like called people out, pick your rubbish.
No, I don't blame you. I would do exactly the same. It's not
They're
acceptable.
like, what?
Yeah. Excuse me?
Yeah, you just threw it on the floor. Put it in a bin.
Wild. But you really have, over the last 11 years, I really feel like your Instagram channel paints this much slower, calmer, normal life, which is so...
To know about karma.
I feel like it feels very soothing to me.
That's good.
But I just feel like that is really lacking here. I feel like often people, especially who are living abroad, you know, they see the glitz and the glam and the boat parties and the brunches and, you know, the tables at nightclubs and all of this. And the reality is Dubai is not like that for everybody. No. And there is this whole other side of Dubai that can be enjoyed so much. And I love that side of Dubai.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you do such a good job of painting that. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you've created this home?
I think I think people do have that idea of Dubai that it's all about, spending loads of money, going to brunches and the skyscrapers and all that. And I mean, that's you, right? You can have that, you can live that way if you want to. But also there's amazing beaches, parks, communities with amazing green spaces now. Like
incredible.
If you look at, housing estates or new builds back home, and the green spaces they've got built into them, like, it doesn't exist.
No.
Like, they've got that here. You've got, like, mountain drives. You can drive on the weekend, like an hour away to Hatta if you want to do a hike. You've got the desert drives. There's so much more here, and you can live a much more slower way of life if you want to.
What does a typical weekend look like for you guys? What are you doing on the weekends with the fam?
On our weekends, we do have one activity. We do have a ballet lesson on the weekend. I try and do everything within the week, so the weekends are kind of a bit more chill. But Saturdays, the girls love making pancakes, and it's so good. They can make them themselves now.
From top to toe, you're literally like, I'd like some pancakes, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for gold.
Do it. So making pancakes, dog walk, chilling about the house. I like the weekends to feel relaxed for the girls, because I think Dubai can be so intense and overwhelming sometimes, and like school and activities, like they're non-stop during the week. So the weekends, we also love Nesnas. It's my favourite beach. I'm probably going to regret saying it on here.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to get busy.
That's the...
But I love that beach.
Where is
so
that?
much.
Is that the one
I'm not
that's...
gonna tell you.
Is that the one that's close to here, to where we are right now? Or is that Black Palace Beach,
No,
which is
that
gone?
was Black Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was lovely. But Nesnas is further up towards my neck of the woods. Past Kite Beach. Further up.
Past the canal?
Down a bit from the canal.
Yes, that little section.
And I love that. And I loved it when they were kids, when they were like young kids, because it just had a cafe there. So we could go there and they couldn't be like, can I go on that ride? Can I have an ice cream? Can I have a smoothie?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's quite green.
Yeah.
It's nice. So I love going there, take the paddleboard, go there. Salt burgers. Love salt.
Same.
I've been going to Salt since we moved here, and it was a tiny little Airstream caravan. It's wild,
Isn't it?
And they just had like burgers and fries on the menu. So love going there. And then Sundays is like my day at home. I do not want to leave the house on a Sunday.
I love that. And you cook.
I don't want to leave the house.
This is where you do all your prepping.
I do my prep for the week. I love it. It sets me up for the week.
Okay, tell me the process with this. Okay. When do you do your shop? How long does the prepping take you? How do you plan your menus? Everything.
Sunday is like, I get up, coffee, get my laptop out, and then I'll plan. I'll plan some meals for the week, have a look where we're doing, where we're going, what the girls have got on, if Ryan's going to be here or not, and then I'll plan around that. And I'll write my shopping list, and I'll do my food shop order online to be delivered.
Okay.
That day.
Okay.
That evening, afternoon.
Okay.
And then prep all like the fruit and veg, wash, cut, everything. So everything is in the fridge. And I'm like, I will make a meal out of nothing. You remember that advert that was on in the UK with the eggs? And like you just had like one egg and a spring onion or something in the fridge. Like that's me. Like my fridge is like Mother Hubbard's on a
love
Sunday.
it.
There is nothing left in it. And then I'll do my prep. So stuff for lunch boxes and snacks, just easy to grab things to make lunches and things for after school. Things that they can have as leftovers to take to school for lunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just so there's no waste.
Yeah, I love this.
And easy.
And what kind of things are we looking at here?
Achievable meals that you can make. There's not like a million ingredients.
No, I know, because that's the faff. And I hate the waste. And I want something that's going to last me the week.
Yeah.
But I find the prep part and the planning bit really difficult. And also the variety.
Okay, yeah.
So what are we doing? Are you like, I'm going to do a big batch of quinoa and a big batch of veggies and have a chicken thrown in there somewhere and pull it all together? Or is it more like sandwiches Monday, something else Tuesday?
Or for lunches?
Yeah.
For the girls. I tend to make like two savoury and 2 sweets.
Okay.
And then, this is like so funny, like when I explain it, I've got like my fruit and my veggies, and then I do like a mix every day. So I'll have like different fruits cut up, veggies cut up, and then maybe one day they'll have like leftovers from the dinner the night before.
Yeah.
They'll have a sandwich.
Yeah.
There'll be like some savoury stuff in there that I'll use one day. So it's everything that I've made like on that Sunday. Okay. So I'll just mix and match it throughout the week. It's like the easiest method.
Yes.
And then there's like a sweet, a savoury, like a main in there, some fruit or veggies.
Amazing. And then you cook every night as the week goes on?
Yeah, mostly. Wow. I'll cook like in like the afternoon.
Yeah. When the kids are at school.
When the kids are at school, yeah. Or if I'm cooking in the night when they're there, it'll be like something super quick in one pan.
Okay. And do you do a lot of that, like convenience cooking,
Yeah,
one pan
100%.
meals? What's your go-to?
I think, my go-to. My kids love sweet and sour chicken.
How do you make sweet and sour chicken?
They love this.
Like this is, I always think, how would we make sweet and sour chicken without like the MSG? Like, how do you make it taste good without? I don't even know how you make MSG.
It is.
I don't even know what it is really.
It is the easiest. My nan is the best cook. She's like my aspiration. She's who I aim to be, because you will never leave her house hungry. She can make something out of nothing. Like, she'll make a 3-course meal. Like, she's amazing.
Love this.
And she would make sweet and sour. I mean, we never had takeaways, anything. She was like, I'll make a sweet and sour. And she's one of those people who will eat something and then be like, I know what to put in this meat to make it taste like that. I'll know how to make it. She's insane. So she used to make this for us when we were kids, and it would be like leftover pork from a pork dinner, leftover chicken, and it's literally chopped peppers, chopped onions. I don't use onions because my kids hate them, and they will find the smallest onion in a meal. It drives me mad.
Yeah, I don't know how kids can do that.
So I don't use them. So I literally do chopped peppers, the leftover meat, a stock cube, boiling water.
Yeah.
And then from that, so you've got the right amount of liquid that you need.
Yeah.
Honey, soy sauce, tomato puree. That is it.
Shut up.
That is it. That is all you need. Oh. If you want to thicken it up, so if you want a thicker sauce, just do a little cornflour slushy. Oh. That's all. And then you can make it saltier or you can make it sweeter, depending on how you like it. That is how you make sweet and sour.
Okay, done. That's what I'm doing later.
All the, wherever sweet and sour came from, they're going to be like, that's not how you make it. But that's how I make it, and it tastes really good.
Well, I'm going to try it, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the bread now. Because you and your bread.
Oh, my bread.
I just love the bread. I remember that David.
Do you know what happened? Can I just tell you something traumatic that happened? Last week, Ryan opened the fridge and my sourdough starter fell out. Fell completely out.
Broke. Smashed.
The whole jar smashed.
Bye-bye.
I've kept this alive for 3 years. It's like another child of mine. So luckily, my best friend who lives 3 doors up is also a baker. So I've had to have some of her starter so I can start again. How sad.
How do you start again if that was your only option? I wouldn't even know, because you bought me my starter.
I know, he's still alive.
No, he's not alive. He died, sadly. I really tried. I really, really tried. But he got sad. And I think one day he went a bit mouldy.
Yeah.
Do they do that?
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of bring them back to life. I wrote an ebook on it, actually.
I love this. Where can we find the ebook?
So that is on my Instagram. There's a link on there for how to start a starter and start making sourdough, because I read so many books. I was so overwhelmed. But also like, I love reading, but if you try and talk to me or I've got to read how to do something,
Same.
ADHD.
Yes.
I need to be doing it. I need to be
Yes.
learning as I'm going.
Yeah, agreed.
And so I literally made it so easy, dot point in the ebook, without you having to read about all the different terms and...
Yeah. No. Who's got time for that?
Yeah,
Not me.
I haven't.
Not me.
Not interested.
Bringing it back to
the
home. I want to touch upon your garden and also all the DIY you do, because both these things are very, very un-Dubai. And my general conception of having a garden in Dubai, especially, is that nothing grows here and everything dies. You know, it's well known that lots of the things that we eat here are imported. Not a lot is grown locally. And if it is, it's grown in almost like fake conditions, so everything grows properly. What do you grow in your garden? What have you had success with? What can people try at home?
Herbs.
Yeah, love me some basil, to be fair.
Yeah.
And some
We've grown loads of herbs. Mint does really well here. I mean, if you've got a spot in your garden that's not in the sun constantly, especially as it gets hotter. So that's done really well. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumber.
And they all grow well.
Yeah. We've actually, I mean, now is the best time, right? Like, now is like summer back home, the temperatures.
Yeah.
And it's the nighttime temperature. The nights are still cooler. When the nights start getting warmer, that's when things start not doing as well. So
Okay,
now is
fine.
the awesome time to plant stuff.
Okay.
What else have we've done? Potatoes. We've done carrots.
Oh
in
my
bags.
gosh.
Yeah, we've done quite a lot. Lettuce, what else? Chilies, all those sort of things. I mean, they're easy, and the girls love it.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
I love the idea of it. One thing I really like is chickens.
I would love chicken so much.
I'd love to go out and get some fresh egg every single day.
That was like, I've always had chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, until we moved here.
I mean, I know you personally, so you've told me a little bit about your life before you moved here. Can you just paint a picture of what life was like before you moved here? And were you concerned that your life would be so incredibly different moving here and raising kids here?
So me and Ryan were both born and brought up in South Wales. And then we moved to Scotland when Rosie was 2 weeks old. So I've never been a mother.
Yeah, in Wales.
Around my family. We've always lived away. The difference, we lived in Scotland on part of a farm estate in a little worker's cottage. It was so cute. It was so lovely, but it was so freezing in the winter.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We grew our own veg, we had chickens, we literally lived the good life. But we were skint. So we decided to move here. But for me, I think parenting then, because we had the two girls in Scotland, parenting in Scotland, not being around my family, everyone else has got their family. All the friends we had, they all still had their family around them. It's very different living here. And we moved here and I just thought, how am I going to do this? But then suddenly you're not like the odd one out anymore. You're not, everybody
is living away from their
families. We found that quite difficult in Scotland. Like lots of my friends worked and then on the weekends they'd be with their families and we'd just be...
Yeah.
Okay, what should we do, Yeah. But living here, then I remember when it started to kind of feel like home, I was like 6 months pregnant then on my third child. I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I was at the community pool. We lived in the ranches then, which I just loved. So green, so lovely. It was like late afternoon and all the kids were playing. I was on my own, like solo parenting. I thought, this is so easy. Like, this is so nice. Yeah. The sun is shining. They're playing with their friends. I'm chatting to my friends. Like, it was kind of the everyday stuff then. The school runs, the, family dinners, weekends with our friends, having barbecues. And I thought, like, we could actually build a life here. This feels more like home than Scotland did, even though that was kind of looked more like home in the, you know, the things that we were doing there. But we could kind of move some of that here, still have the same values, still live like we were there, but in the sun.
Yeah, which we love. Have you lived in a few different places here then?
We have.
Where's been your favourite?
I love the ranches.
Yeah, I love ranches.
I loved it so much. But we were just priced out. It was just so expensive. It was so expensive then. And I think Mira was just being built.
Yeah.
And we decided to move up there. And that was the end. It was just Mira. There was no town square.
Yeah.
There was nothing else. It was just desert after that, which is wild now. When I drive up there and like they're building so far out.
I know. It's crazy.
There's so much up there. So yeah, I forgot what the question was now.
Places you've lived.
Our places we've lived. And then we moved into Emirates accommodation.
Okay.
Which was much, much bigger. It was closer to the school, the high school that we wanted the girls to go to. So we knew that was better for us longer term.
Because you're in Nad El Sheba area now, aren't you?
Yes.
And I don't know a great deal about Nad El Sheba, but from what I see, it's actually quite a nice unknown area of Dubai, but yet quite central.
And it's 10 minutes to downtown, but it's so up and coming.
Yeah.
Because when we moved there from the ranches, it was like, why have you moved me to the middle of the desert? Nothing delivered there. There was no shop. The community had just been built. So there was no pool. There was nothing there. You couldn't even get a pint of milk delivered.
Wow.
Or like just nip and get milk. It was a headache. But now it's so up and coming. There's so much more building work. There's so much more there. Like now it actually feels, when I look at what the ranches is like now, like 8 years on, I'm like, wow, it's so busy down that end of town now. It's crazy. I feel like we're kind of away from all that.
Which is nice.
And it's nice up and coming area. And come watch the fireworks on the end of my drive. Burj View.
Oh, love that for you.
It's amazing.
New Year sorted every year.
I love it. I don't have to leave the house on New Year. Stand on the end of the drive and watch the fireworks. It's brilliant.
I want to now talk about your DIY product.
Okay.
Sorry, I say that again. And now let's talk about your DIY projects, because I feel like, again, that is something that nobody really does here. And I love following all the people in England who are like, I'm going to paint my kid's bedroom, or I'm going to do this IKEA hack, and I'm going to do this, this, and this. And I'm always like, oh my God, I really want the confidence to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But then I'm always like, God, it's probably going to just look shit.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about this? Like, where do the ideas come from? What easy hacks have you done here? And how much more affordable is it versus...
Oh my God, wild.
Really?
Wild. How cheap it is to do things, and then how much people get quoted to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
That is the business to be in.
Yeah.
DIY guy.
I love it.
I'm telling you, I could probably do it. Could probably be my new business.
You probably should. I would employ you.
But we've always loved doing it. I just love to keep busy. I can't keep still. I love a project on the go.
What's been your favourite project so far?
When we built our big fireplace wall.
How did you do that?
With a picture that I'd seen. We had this massive wall in our living room. It's just no character to the room at all. It's our living room, dining room. It's a massive rectangular room with 2 French doors and then a side door. It's just boring. And I saw a picture in a country living magazine of someone who'd built this like DIY fireplace wall. And I was like, we could do this. And then I drew it out. I said to Ryan, I've got an idea. That is like his like worst things that can come out of my mouth. Like he's like, oh my God, what is the idea? I was like, I've drawn it out. I think we could do this. And he's really good. Like he's really handy.
Yeah.
And he loves the project
Okay.
too. I think because his job is very mentally exhausting, he loves to then do something with his hands and get a bit of physical exhaustion or whatever. So that's been my favourite, planning that out. And that cost us, I want to say, like, under 500 dirhams.
Stop it!
No, I'm not lying.
So where did you find all the materials from?
Timberland.
I'm
Timberland.
sorry. Not the shoe brand.
No, the wood shop. I think it's like not far from Al Quoz. Ryan found it. They'll cut your wood for you. It's got all the wood there. Don't go to Ace. Sorry.
Sorry, Ace.
Sorry, Ace. Go there because you can choose whatever wood you want. They'll cut it for you.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, and it's just so cheap.
Okay, love this.
Compared to the UK as well, like the cost of stuff like that, paint and DIY stuff.
And you painted it yourself, you didn't spray it?
No, I painted it myself.
Painted it yourself?
We did that. We did a big built-in on our landing. I think that cost us 350 dirhams.
Shut up.
I think the handles that I chose were actually more expensive than the building of the whole thing, which was so funny. What else have we done? Loads of paneling. That's so cheap. That's like 100 dirhams.
Yeah, I'd like to have a crack at that. And I'd like to also...
It's insane.
I did think at one point we've just gone through a big home renovation. And there was one point within the renovation where I was like, I think I'm going to take on a bathroom renovation.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Your renovations are something else. They're what? Your house is like cribs. But like MTV cribs.
I don't do it myself. I do a lot of finger pointing and directing, but not the actual building. And I was like, how fun would it be to like retile a bathroom by myself? And then I was like, you might have bitten off more than you can chew.
Yeah.
Like maybe start smaller.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really want to start doing something, but I am also like incredibly spazzy when it comes to stuff like that.
I
like
think
I'm
because
just
like
really
me and Ryan
quite
have been
useless.
together a long time, like since we were in school. So when we started, like when we moved out, we didn't have much money, so we were just upcycling like secondhand furniture. Or I would be like, I really want to buy this, and he's like, I can make that, you know. So we kind of, the habit just kind of stayed.
Do you have a sewing machine?
I did.
Are we sewing anymore?
No.
I'd like to make a chair. Do you think Ryan could make me a chair?
Yes, 100%.
Stop it!
100%.
Oh my God.
100%. He can make you a chair.
Love this, Ryan. Ryan, you'll be hearing
Go
from
for
me
your
later.
jobs, be right.
What is next on the DIY list?
Oh, I don't want to say because then you listen to this.
Don't worry, I'll give it some time before it's published.
Okay.
You can...
We did have like a built-in breakfast nook in our kitchen, but then Ryan bought this classic car that he needed to then put a garage door on our garage, which made our kitchen, because he kept it in the garage, which then made our kitchen so dark.
Okay.
So I moved our dining table back into our living room.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I want to make a little nook in there as well.
Okay.
Like a built-in bench kind of area in there as well.
Nice.
So that's like in my mind. But I've got to really think it through because I've got to pitch my idea to him.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got a vision. He's really rubbish. He's
But
got
he
like
can do
no
the work.
vision. He's like, that's going to look crap. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's going to look amazing.
But like trust the process.
yeah.
Because
And then he
has
goes
anything
like,
looked
oh,
crap?
you're right. Like that was a really good idea.
I think
I know.
This is men though, through and through. My husband does this to me all
Yeah.
the time. He's like, that will look shit. Will look so tacky. It
Yeah.
will look so disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, shut up.
Yeah.
I actually don't tell him anymore.
Like when I actually painted, like went onto the garden, when I painted the bricks in the garden, because my kids just run everywhere. They always run everywhere. And every single tile that we had in gardens here, they would just like, that's my fear, that when
Yeah.
they slip
Oh, no,
on
no,
those
don't.
tiles, like, ugh,
No, it kills
it's
me.
awful. So I was like, these bricks are really good because they're
Non-slip.
non-slip.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if I can just paint them. He's like, don't be so ridiculous. You can't paint that with like white emulsion. I was like, watch me.
Yeah. Does it
And I
look
did
amazing?
it. Looks amazing. And it's lasted like 5 years.
Shut
And
up.
so many people, when I posted about the garden the other day, so many people messaged like, what paint did you use? I was like, it was literally watered down white paint that I rolled. And it's lasted like all the floods. Remember the floods we had here?
Yeah.
All that, all the rain, all the sun. It's fine. And I think it actually looks better now, like 5 years on, than what it did when I first painted it. It looks great.
Okay, I need a photo of this.
So cheap.
I'm going to ask you some advice now for people moving to Dubai before we move on to our quick fire round.
Okay.
So what I get a lot of messages about, and I'm sure you do as well, is people are very nervous about moving here, especially if they live somewhere, where there's like a field in their back garden, or they're in a quiet, tranquil, very kind of like country bumpkin British place. They're very worried that they're going to lose all of that moving here. For people who are feeling anxious or nervous about that, what would you say to them?
First of all, feeling nervous is completely normal. And it will probably take you a good year of firsts to settle here, like your first Christmas and first birthdays and everything here. But I think, like we said earlier on, about the skyscrapers and the fancy side of Dubai, like that's not what it's about. It's not just a holiday. You can go out to the desert. You've got the Al Qudra lakes, and finding a community that suits you with big open spaces, with green, parks and early morning trips to the beach that you can do, and picnics and things like that. You're not going to lose kind of those values and things you stand for. You're not going to lose them unless you just abandon them. You can still live the same as you lived back home. Like, I am an example of that.
Yeah, you are.
Like, I've never been one who loves to go out. I love to be at home. I love my house. I love being around my stuff and my people. And that hasn't changed. Now, sorry. When I first moved here, you fall into this, you need to show everyone around. Your house needs to look a certain way. You need to fit into this, like, box. You don't. You don't need to do that. You can, of course, like, experience all these things, but you can take your time.
Yeah.
You can go to a brunch, you can go to a beach club, but you don't need to change. And I think that's where a lot of people have gone wrong, and they come here and they think that it's just spend all the money, do all the brunches, find this big massive house with a big pool, and you don't need to do that.
No. You
can be yourself.
Yeah.
And you can live here. I mean, like, the school runs for me, I think, that's so lovely, that part, like the quieter mornings here, the school runs where, I mean, you just drop your kids off to school and you stand in the yard talking to all the parents, and kids are all running around, and it's so wholesome.
Yeah, that's so
lovely
true.
Communities. I feel like that's something that is not often shared about Dubai.
No.
Either. So don't fear. You can still be a little country bumpkin here.
Yeah.
if you want to be.
I mean, there's also this misconception that Dubai is incredibly expensive. And don't get me wrong, Dubai can be incredibly expensive. But Dubai can actually also be extremely affordable. And I think there are some great restaurants that are, cheap with amazing food.
Yeah.
There are so many things you can do for free here. So many things.
Yeah.
And also, I think that, again, when you're shopping, some supermarkets and places are a lot more expensive, but there are loads of very, very reasonable places to shop, and loads of apps that support, living a more frugal lifestyle.
That's right.
What are your top tips on living a more frugal lifestyle, essentially?
I mean, meal planning for me is a massive one. Knowing, where to shop for certain things.
Yes.
You get better deals and, buy things on Amazon, or you go to Viva, or, you buy your chicken somewhere and your mince somewhere. It's knowing where to shop.
Yes, I agree with that. That's a big one.
And, what's good value, no waste. I mean, we've got a few favourite restaurants that we've gone to, since the kids were little.
Tell me. I love a few good restaurant recommendations.
Mason Mathis is my favourite.
Yeah, it's always a good one. And that's also in The Entertainer, I think, still, isn't it? Which
all
The
kind of
Entertainer is
all the ones in the communities, really. I'm trying to think, because that's where I always want to go for dinner. I love it so much. Like, I know all the staff there. My kids have like been brought up there. It's brilliant.
Oh, I love that.
So I think that being frugal, DIY, like,
Yes.
that, some things, I mean, it's a very convenient place to live. You can get things delivered quickly. You can order takeaways. You can order. It's just being a little bit more sensible and taking your time, and putting a bit of time in will save you money and save you time.
Yeah.
in the future, you know. So that growing things yourself, I mean, it's not realistic all year round, but you can do it.
And what about people who are worried about settling in? Is there any tips that you have for settling in? What made you feel more settled in those early days? Because I moved here with no kids. So I threw myself into everything under the sun. And yes, I spent a hell of a lot of money socialising.
Yeah.
But I only had myself to worry about. I didn't have to put food on the table for anyone else. How did you find your community with two small ones?
Do you know what I find? I can't imagine moving here without kids. I feel like having kids is so much easier to meet people.
Okay.
And I do feel like, you know, doing the school drop off and the school pickup, and I think using the facilities in your community. Like if you like the gym, go to the gym, like meet people there, coffee shops, the pool with kids, you know, you've got to put yourself out there and you've got to start talking to people. And I think what's easier is, like we said earlier, a lot of people are in the same boat. So they want to meet, they want to find their family here, they want to meet people, they want to go out for coffees, they want to find friends. So it is easy. You've just got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And when you picture your life here now, what are you most grateful for?
Oh my God.
Apart from a DIY husband.
Yeah.
I'm a bit jealous of that, I'm not going to lie. I don't have one of those.
I think the safety is number one for me. Safety, and I mean, we moved here, right, to like make loads of money, move home in 3 years, and then we soon realised that we could actually build a life here. So I think because of the safety of that, the convenience, and you find friends here, you find a family here.
Yeah.
You do.
I do agree with that.
You find friends that, you know, are suddenly you are there for you if you need help, if you need advice and stuff like that.
Someone to help with the kids, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, tell me the question again. Read me the question again.
Being most grateful for.
Being most grateful, Jesus. Convenience, opportunities.
Yeah.
Opportunities for the kids.
Yeah.
And myself.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially like as, you know, a stay-at-home mother, but I do work as well. I don't want to call myself an influencer.
Please do it.
I hate that word so much.
Bring it out of your mouth.
It makes me cringe.
I know. I feel you. Content creator.
Content creator.
I like comfort creator, as you've
I love
named that. I think
like, I love that.
It's a
so
well-suited
much.
name. Well-suited.
I love that. Literally, like when somebody calls me that, I love it. But I think the opportunities the kids have had living here and the opportunities that I've had as a woman and as a mother living here, like you would never get that in the UK. So that's just proud of like the life that we've built here.
Yeah, I do think opportunity is great. It's a very aspirational and inspirational place to live. And I do feel like opportunity is endless. Whereas there were times in my short stint in London where I felt that the energy felt very negative.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel like you could do anything that you wanted to. And I think especially as a young mum or any mum, just being able to feel like anything as possible.
Yeah.
It's such a liberating thing.
It's so liberating. It's so lovely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you ready for your quick fire round?
Oh my God, no.
It's fine. Take a sip of water. Aloud. And you can
go.
obviously make all these answers more sway to the kitchen if you'd like to.
Okay.
Or DIY.
Okay.
One product you swear by.
Oh my God. That's really hard.
You can have two if you'd rather.
One product I swear by. What do you mean? Like
Any product. Maybe it's like a sanding mouse, or maybe it's your
do you know
a
what?
kitchen utensil, or a Magimix, or a Thermomix. I love my Thermomix.
Oh, see, I don't really love my Thermomix. I love my KitchenAid.
You love a KitchenAid?
My KitchenAid. That was my push present, the only one I ever had for my third child.
Love that.
And I love it.
Love that.
I love it so much. That's probably what I use the most. That and my Shark Hoover.
Is that the one that mops and...
No, it doesn't mop.
Okay.
But it's got a light on it, and it's so satisfying, especially when you've got animals, to hoover. It's a proper, it's not one of the goes around on its own.
No, it's not a Roomba.
No.
I have a Roomba, which was a wedding present, and I do love Roomba.
Yeah.
But I have a Tinnico. I think it's called Tinnico. I don't even know. And it hoovers and mops at the same time.
Wow, that's wild.
No, I
I
should
mean,
talk about this more, to
that
be
wouldn't
fair.
work for me because the animals just walk. I've got to like check them outside when I'm off.
Yes.
Yeah, those two. And if you're going to talk like other products, Epsom salts are my like saviour.
Love this.
Epsom salts, I love them. I think we've talked about this before.
I mean, they are brilliant.
I mean, I love them.
me an
That's
Epsom salt.
that's my
Go-to.
that is my thing. Epsom salts.
Coffee or matcha?
Coffee, 100%. What even is matcha? Why are people drinking it? It's revolting. It is absolutely revolting.
So a firm coffee then?
Firm coffee. Stinking, that is.
What?
I hate it. It's gross.
What's
Yeah.
one habit? She's on a mission now, isn't she? What is one habit that makes you feel more organised or grounded?
Meal planning, cooking. Love cooking.
What is your current favourite AI tool or app?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally everyone's answer. It's
the best.
It's the only
Love
one
it.
I know, to be
Love
fair.
it, yeah.
But I do use it
Yeah, it
far
is
too
awesome.
frequently. More frequently
Makes
than
my
I'd like to
emails
admit.
sound so much more professional.
And draft them so much faster.
So good.
Just really worried my brain is not
Make
working.
it sound more me.
Yeah, exactly. That's constant. Write it in my tone of voice. Thanks. One motherhood hack that you couldn't live without.
One motherhood hack. Oh God, that's really hard. Motherhood hack. I think just being. Oh my God, I'm trying to think. I mean, my kids are pretty independent now. Hacks. Always making time for homework. Maybe.
Love
Homework, like just setting some time on a Sunday while we're at home for homework, getting all that done, making sure they've got their bags packed.
Yeah.
Teaching my kids how to be organised.
Yes.
That's probably a
Big
hack.
life hack.
Teaching them to like get their stuff together. My father was in the forces, so like that was like get your kit together.
I like
Make sure
that.
you've got your kit together.
I think that's good.
So like that's probably a hack. Teaching them to be organised. Don't
Very
forget
important.
stuff.
Go-to wellness ritual in under 10 minutes. So anything that makes like a little bit of self-care that you like to do for yourself.
I am so boring, and I wash my face with a bar of soap.
Well, your skin looks amazing.
Yeah, my nan's like nearly 90 and she never used all this cream and stuff. It was like a bar of soap and a flannel.
Love this.
And Epsom salts, because I love an Epsom salts bath. The coconut one is my current favourite. It feels like you're on holiday. Stunning.
Anything coconut, I'm down.
And a good old hair mask.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love
Hair
that.
mask. No heat. No heat. Never use any heat.
No, me, to be fair,
It's
I
the
very
best.
rarely do.
Yeah.
Very rarely do.
Yeah, I think. And an early night. Early night.
And a
That
book.
is my wellness routine. It's pajamas, good book.
Early night.
I feel like an old granny.
No, I think it's great. I'm here for it.
The best.
What is the single most powerful thing that has helped you either in your family life or your business life?
Oh my God. You're going to be like, my husband probably.
Love this. No.
I know. Oh my God.
Go, Ryan, go.
He's going to love this so much. No, I think I hated my job in banking, and he always promised me that, and we used to laugh like, oh, you can just be a lady of leisure one day. There is no leisure in motherhood.
No, there isn't.
There is no leisure. I probably worked harder the last 14 years than I ever have in my life in any job. But he allowed me to stay at home with and raise our children, which I think is amazing. Like, my mother worked full time.
Yeah.
Like, we saw my mother in the mornings and the evenings and then weekends. My dad worked full time. Like, we were practically brought up by my grandparents. They were there every day after school, you know. So I think having that has been great. And he's kind of let me follow my dreams and paid for them and supported my wild ideas. Like, I think I'm going to do this. And he's like, okay, yeah, do it. So I think that's been the most powerful thing.
Love that.
Is allowing me to do that.
Go, Ryan, go.
Yeah, bless him.
And Laura, for anyone who wants to reach out and find you, where can they get in touch?
They can follow me on Instagram, Home by Laura Jones, because I would love them to do that. I would love more people to see this kind of side of Dubai.
Agreed.
I think I think everybody needs that kind of calm reassurance and, like, excuse the phrase, like, keeping up with the Joneses, you know, because, like, I think everyone kind of needs to be like, oh, okay, so I haven't got to live like that if I live in Dubai. Like,
No.
That's nice.
It's very important as well.
Yeah. I would love you to come and follow me and be part of my community there. That'd be stunning.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming.
I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
That is a wrap.
Oh my God, how long did we talk?